Refugees welcome, Germany's two-word response to a humanitarian crisis. Last year, a tide of desperate people trekked through Europe. More than 1 million came to Germany. Syrians, Iraqis, Afghans. Many arrived at Munich Central Station exhausted, but full of hope. They found an extraordinary welcome. What a difference a year makes.
You won't find any welcome banners here at the train station these days. The flow of migrants into Germany has slowed as Europe's borders have tightened. These days, the headlines are dominated by terror attacks tied to refugees.
Many of the migrants here are ticking time bombs.
Peter Bystrom and others on the far right say Germany has opened its doors to jihadists, using the latest terror attacks as ammunition against German Chancellor Angela Merkel's open door policy.
Because they open the border and they let people uncontrolled come to our country. But we don't want people who are coming to Europe to kill us, to kill our children.
They're using the anger and they're using the fear of people.
Attes Gürpinar is on Germany's far left. His party is also critical of Germany's refugee policy, but for different reasons, calling it incomplete.
What we should do is to avoid the things to make them flee from their countries. The one thing, and the other thing is to integrate them.
The fierce debate is dividing a nation with a long history of welcoming refugees. Right-wing marches are growing larger, organized by those who oppose the so-called Islamization of the West. Colin Turner was one of the lead volunteers welcoming refugees to Munich last summer. He says the hope they came with is slowly fading as German authorities report an uptick in anti-immigrant attacks.
Refugee accommodations what are being targeted at the moment, partially by protests, but as well sort of like arson attacks in the night.
Months before the latest terror attacks, protesters screamed, "Go home," at asylum seekers on a bus. Some wonder if now anger, even violence, will grow. Thousands of refugees in Germany, once welcomed with open arms, now feeling distinctly unwelcome. Will Ripley, CNN, Munich.